Leaving the alchemists and their philosopher's stone in the past, nuclear chemistry was born when radioactivity was first discovered. It all started with the discovery of X-rays by Wilhelm Conrad Röntgen at the University of Wittenberg. He was studying cathode rays when he noticed that they caused a strange fluorescence even when the device was turned off. Capable of penetrating through the opaque black paper covering the tubes inside which the experiments were carried out. Henry Becquerel, inspired the discoveries of X-rays, developed his own experiments to study them using fluorescent salts. It also accidentally discovered that uranium salts obscure photographic plates regarding to the light source that fall in them. Then he came to the conclusion that he had discovered a new type of radioactivity. In this video, we will talk about
what is nuclear chemistry used for? What are 5 examples of nuclear energy? How is nuclear chemistry used in the medical field? Is sun a nuclear energy? Is a nuclear bomb hotter than the sun? How bad is nuclear waste really? What are some uses of nuclear chemistry on a global scale? What are the 3 main types of nuclear radiation? Why does nuclear radiation damage? What does an atomic bomb consist of? Is it dangerous? Hiroshima, Nagasaki, and the Semipalatinsk. Okay, good. Let's talk about some facts that concern nuclear chemistry. What is nuclear chemistry used for?
Developing nuclear power source for public utilities, submarines or satellites and other spacecraft. Developing medical imaging and the therapeutic treatments using radioactive materials. Developing treatments for injuries and illness caused by exposure to radiation. How is nuclear chemistry used in everyday?
Nuclear chemistry has many applications in agriculture, medicine industry, and research. Nuclear medicine uses radiation to provide information about the functioning of a person's specific organs or to treat disease. In most cases, the information is used by physicians to make a quick diagnosis of the patient's illness. What are 5 examples of nuclear energy?
5 examples of nuclear energy are nuclear fusion, nuclear fission, electricity, nuclear weapons, space exploration, nuclear medicine, and the last one is food treatments. Is sun a nuclear energy?
The material of the sun, primarily hydrogen, contracted into itself by gravitation to form the body. The sun is a good example of nuclear energy as it utilizes nuclear fusion, radioactive decay, and the particle annihilation. Nuclear weapon is much hotter than the sun. The surface of the fully developed nuclear fireball is about 8,000 Kelvin, while the surface of the sun is 5,778 Kelvin. The temperature in the center of the sun is almost 16 million Kelvin. How bad is nuclear waste really?
Nuclear waste is hazardous for tens of thousands of years. Most nuclear waste produced is hazardous due to its radioactivity for only a few tens of years and is routinely disposed of near-surface disposal facilities. What are some uses of nuclear chemistry on a global scale?
These include radiotherapy in medical applications, the use of radioactive tracers within industrial science and the environment, and the use of radiation to modify materials such as polymers. It also includes the study and the use of nuclear processes in non-radioactive areas of human activity. What are the 3 main types of nuclear radiation?
The 3 main types of radiation is alpha radiation, beta radiation, and the gamma rays. Why does nuclear radiation damage?
Ionizing radiation can affect the atoms in living things, so it poses a health risk by damaging tissue and the DNA engines. Has sufficient energy to affect the atoms in living cells and the therapy damage their genetic material. Fortunately, the cells in our bodies are extremely efficient at repairing this damage.
Now we are going to talk about a nuclear bomb.
A nuclear bomb is an explosive weapon that uses nuclear reactions through either nuclear fission or fusion. These weapons can release huge quantities of energy, causing widespread destruction, and these form a small amount of matter. Nuclear weapons were first developed and used during Second World War. Julius Robert led a scientific team that developed the first nuclear weapons. These weapons are extremely destructive, and one bomb has the ability to kill millions of people and destroy entire cities. In March 1940, a team of scientists working at Columbia University in New York confirmed the hypothesis put forth by Bohr and Wheeler. The isotope uranium was responsible for nuclear fission. Why is uranium used in nuclear chemistry? In a nuclear reactor, the uranium fuel is assembled in such a way that a controlled fission chain reaction can be achieved. The heat treated by splitting the uranium atoms is then used to make steam, which spins a turbine to drive a generator producing electricity. This illustration shows a very basic fission bomb, also known as a gun-triggered fission bomb. Fission bombs release energy using fission reactions, where heavy nuclei are split into lighter nuclei to release energy.
Do you know about atomic bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki? Let's talk about it. American bombing raids onto Japanese cities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki that marked the first use of atomic weapons in war. Tens of thousands were killed in the initial explosions, and many more would later succumb to radiation poisoning. On August 6, 1945, the United States dropped a uranium-based atomic bomb on the city of Hiroshima. The bomb was known as Little Boy. Between 90,000 and 166,000 people believed to have died from the bomb following the explosion. 3 days after the United States dropped an atomic bomb on Hiroshima, a plutonium-based atomic bomb was dropped on Nagasaki. On August 9, a 21-kiloton plutonium device known as Fatman. It is estimated that between 40,000 and 75,000 people died immediately following the atomic explosion, while another 60,000 people suffered severe injuries. Total deaths by the end of 1945 may have reached 80,000. There have been such cases in our country. This is a well-known Semipalatinsk training ground.
From 1949 to 1989, the Semipalatinsk test site operated in the territory of Kazakhstan, the largest nuclear test site in the history of humanity. Over 14 years, more than 416 explosions of nuclear and hydrogen weapons have been carried out there, during which more than 600 nuclear and thermonuclear devices were used. The explosions were carried out in the air, on the ground, and underground. The authorities conducted nuclear weapons tests near Pavlodar, Semipalatinsk, East Kazakhstan, and Karaganda. Some areas have become ecological disaster zone. More than 2 million people have suffered from nuclear weapons tests. Congenital severe disasters and deformities, fighting pregnancy, increased risk of cancer, damage to the immune system, genetic change, loss of vision, disease of the nervous system, all this is only part of the damage.
Thank you for the attention and watching the video till the end. We hope you learned a lot from this video.
Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions, you can write in the comments. Goodbye!